tonight we are here, and well, of course we're here. I got my beer, and we are gonna just kind of go over the Prophet REV2. We're gonna talk about this synth today. I see a lot of reviews online of a lot of really talented players. A lot of people that really know their way around, and I'm not super good at the keyboard. But I've been learning a lot since I've had the thing, and I'll get into that a little bit. And this is going to be kind of just a kind of a gush or a rant about the synth, and I want to go over kind of the more aggressive side of it, because a lot of the demos. Sorry, I'm not facing a mic, so I'll turn periodically so you can hear a little better. I want to go over the more aggressive side of this synth. A lot of the demos you see on the internet are kind of, either the presets or your bread and butter tones. You're not really they're not really exploring, but that's the thing. I think they're just trying to demonstrate the synth, and that's what the presets are for. Like, most of the time the manufacturers don't really even expect you to use the presets. It's just they have the sound designers and programmers just make a sound that utilizes as many of the features in a cognitive way, so you can show the consumer, the end user, what this thing can actually do. So the presets are great. I don't have a problem with them, but I usually just erase over them. I usually just start from scratch, or there's a couple presets on there that are definitely worth tweaking. I have to say this has some of the best presets I have heard on in any like analog synth that gives you presets that, or a lot of synths that give you presets. It's got some pretty damn good ones. They did a really good job, I think, revamping this from the Prophet 8. I went down to Robot Speak in San Francisco. If you're in that area and haven't been there, you should definitely check that place out. Steve, I called him ahead of time, and I talked about my interest in this synth, and I was like, hey dude, can I come down and just like dick around with it for like an hour? Because I was pretty sure that I wanted it. I had done a lot of research and watched a lot of demos and talked to my friends who have polysynths and listened to their woes, but also their cheers and jeers kind of thing. For all the synths that they had, I have a few friends who have been able to have a lot of different synthesizers and different pieces of gear in their possession for longer periods of time, and they'll swap stuff out and trade. They like to change it up, but they've had a lot of cool gear, so I like to ask them, because I'm more the type to find a piece and I keep it forever, and if I don't jive with it, I just sell it and use that to get something that I feel I'm gonna keep forever. So I'm pretty picky and choosy. Now I used to not know enough, so I'd jump at things and like, oh yeah, because you're young and you have a little extra cash, but and those items are generally gone. I've only kept the things that are really actually useful. So when I was thinking about getting this, I really just wanted an instrument. I'm a guitar player by nature. The synth stuff I've only been doing for maybe a decade, so I've been playing guitar since I was like 11. So a large majority of my life I've played guitar, so more so than I haven't, except in the last few years I've gotten into production and all of that, and synthesizers and stuff. There's just a broader range of sound, but I still play guitar and stuff, and I'll probably be adding some more guitar stuff to the channel eventually here once I get back to practicing again. But I just really wanted an instrument. I wanted something that when you turned it on, that's what it was, but also something that was really versatile, but not so. They leave out certain features because it's kind of like, well, we don't have room for that. We'd have to sacrifice the actual quality of some of these other things, and they want everything to be Dave Smith, at least, and I think the ideal manufacturer would want to have the best of everything that they could, that is to their character. Like some company might have a sloppy LFO. Well, they do that sloppy LFO the best, and nobody else can do that kind of stuff. Or they have a really precise, thinking of Schwayman and trying to say precise. They have a really precise feature, and I want that precision, and we want to, the manufacturer want to implement that across the board. And I think rather than adding gimmicks to add to the synth, because it really doesn't sound that good, It's better to have just better features and not get distracted, just to have something in front of you. That's just my personal feeling, because it's like, I like a guitar, I just want to pick it up, I want to feel it. I want to, you want to play chords, you want to hear the dynamics change when you're picking, and the way all that. It's really important, I think, for creativity. And I didn't want to really focus on like, well, will this help me fart out songs quicker? It was more, will this inspire me to play it? Like, will this inspire me to be used? Like, when I sit down, do I just get joy, and I can just get lost in it. It's not something where it's like, oh, well, I have to write a song. If I'm doing that, I have to write a song, which is kind of how the other gear was, it's like, I need this because I'm trying to work these songs in, and these are the things I want to try. And I've just never really, always used the stock Ableton software. I never had any softs. I have all the Native Instruments stuff, from like 2005. Or at least the 3 synths, Absinthe, Massive, and FM8. FM8's cool. Well, they're all cool, but I just never really jived, and I never had a big enough MIDI controller with good enough action to really be like, yeah, I want to play this, and just all the just stuff. It just kind of was this thing where, it just distracted me, because I could go back, I could constantly change it, and I never got anything done. And I need stuff that will teach me how to use discretion more, and let go of like being super precious on like, oh, this riff is gonna change the world, and it's just like, no, fuck off with that, dude. Like, it's not. Just get your song done. Like, just finish a song, man. It doesn't matter how many people enjoy it. Like, you need to just finish it if you're trying to work at it. So ultimately, I wanted that to be in mind. I wanted something that was just really inspiring to play, that sounded really good, and would actually be able to be used for 30 years or so, and not really have any issues. So it's because some of my newer stuff I've had little issues with, nothing major, but you get what you pay for. So needless to say, I'll just kind of I'm just going to go over the basic overview. I'm not even going to talk that long. I'm just going to point and say. There's so many other people that are better players and more well-spoken than I am, who aren't drinking a beer. But this is just for people that want to hear the other side of it, not the presets, and not just bread and butter classic quote unquote whatever sounds. So we're gonna do some weird shit, and I'll show you a couple of the sounds I made, and a couple presets that I think are really cool, but mostly we're gonna dig in. All right. So this was like one of the first I made. Just kind of that weird avant-garde, like 60s sci-fi, whatever. Messing with the BBD delay, the feedback, and time. Nothing super fancy. Here, I'll turn another light on. Hopefully that helps. I'll sit a little back until I have to actually like play poorly. Alright, so we'll move on to another sound here. There's a lot of, they did a really good job with the effects in here, too. There's not a lot. They didn't want to, again, Dave's kind of philosophy is just make a good instrument. You don't need all this other glitter. If the instrument's good, just throw a pedal after it or something, but the instrument needs to be whole. Effects are secondary. But they're really good. I really dig them. Here's just kind of a classic kind of, hopefully it's not too loud. I'll play what I know. like more of a kind of classic thing. It's kind of a ring modded version of that last one. And if you're curious as to like, I'll explain some things. I'm not gonna hold your hand. Like you can mess with like software versions of synths like this, and it'll probably do the similar things. So, if you're curious as to like what I'm turning or whatever, just leave a comment. I'll get back to you if I can. I'll watch through it. Just tell me when you saw it, and I'll try to re-explain it. But yeah, so there's kind of a weird one. This one's called Kinda Rolandy. I made this one because it just kind of sounded Rolandy. So again, that's kind of another softer one. Big. I didn't make that. I made that. It was like one of the third or fourth sounds I made. I made this one here. So I can go. Oh yeah, you super clipping. It's killer for sound effects. Like, it's pretty quick too. Okay. 80s. It's way down. Sometimes I'll make templates, kind of really generic templates, and it's just something to build off of, so I don't have to, you can flip it over and just like, oh, okay, cool. It's kind of one of those templates. Basic program A. So this is something I made that I just didn't name. That's the stock sequence. Sequencer's cool. It's excuse me. You can do gated. There's 4 sequences, so if you want to do like a stepping filter on one sequence, and you want to slew it, you can just put the slew on the second sequence, and that'll slew the first sequence. Excuse me. There's 2 of those. There's 4 regular gate sequencers, and then you can do the slew would be on 2 and 4, and you can slew 1 and 3. Whatever modulation they're doing. Oh geez, it's wintertime. And then there's a poly sequencer. It's 6-note polyphony with 64 steps. So that's and there's all sorts of like you can rest ties and you can set the divisions and stuff. It's cool. Plunker, I think kind of a weird little FM. This is a edited preset that I made. It's called Sitcom Piano Edit. That's pretty cool. You can kind of do generative stuff with it. So this is just, I have the mod wheel controlling the VCA level, everything else is just... Yeah, it's just the white noise and the filter. So yeah, there's not even any oscillators in that. another basic program A that I made. Kind of a big trancey thing. This preset's just sick. Escape. What is it? Escape to New York. That was pretty cool. I didn't make that. Casca. I want to say I made this, but there's no sequence, so. No, I don't know. Oh, I'm getting messy. Okay. I think I did. Nah, I'm using the gate sequencer on that. And there is a square LFO doing... What is it doing? Oscillator. It's modulating the oscillator frequency. Okay. Sync. I think I made this. So that's cool. Just kind of a generic kind of sync thing. Flash plug. I didn't make this, but this one's dope. Sick. I didn't make that. I wish. Basic feedback loop, because I made this. But again, it's kind of like the aggressive side of it, like just the things like, yeah, you can do great polysynth shit with it. Like, of course, it's a great polysynth. Like, if you couldn't, that would kind of defeat the purpose of even making one. So that's to be expected. Like, of course it does. Like, but what else can you do with it? Like, there's definitely a list. Well, a long list. I'm trying to find just a few more of mine. This one's kind of nice. This is a preset from the factory. I did not make this. Anal logs. I made that. Poop. It's kind of a joke with myself. Sorry. I made this one. I made this one here. Delay VC. I made this one. It's just. It's a weird, it's a nun, it's not a word. know enough about. I don't remember what I did with that one. Apparently, I was probably making a song or something. I don't know. I made this one here. It's kind of a bread and butter thing. I didn't make this one, but it's sick. I programmed. Let me see. I programmed 3. Is that the one, or we want 4? I think 3 is the one. So this is just like again preset and sequence I made. Future pad, basic bitch, affix bitch. This, I was just messing with some sound. I was just playing, and I made a sequence, and it just ended up sounding like Select Ambient Works from Twin. So it's called affix bitch because it was made from basic bitch, which is. Turned into I made another one, and then we're gonna get stuck in here. So like you can do really cool, like kind of like ice, like just ice chamber. That's a square and a triangle wave, and probably really high resonance with the key tracking amount. Pretty high on the filter. Okay, there's. Yeah, that's cool. I made that one there. Again, just like it really easy to make sounds like that. Like there's. You got the trance thing again. There's the sound I made for a buddy doing a remix. Classic. Oh yeah, so here's a cool one that I enjoyed. I made this one probably the most recently. That's fun. That's. Again, more kind of more aggressive thing. So yeah, it's not just like making pretty stuff and playing Stevie Wonder. That's not the only. You're not condemned to that style. It's just so much quicker than software. Like if you use one soft synth and you have a really fucking badass MIDI control, almost coughed, really badass MIDI controller, and you've programmed that thing out and you know it back and forth, like good for you. Like seriously, like don't think that there's a better way if you're getting by really well with the technique. Just keep doing it until it runs out and you find something better. I need hands-on. I'm just not a computer person. Like I know how to use it. I know how to use software really well. It's just not really that fun. I work all day on a computer. I want to come home and play music. Like I want to come home, and if I want to write, I can write. Like it's, you know. My cat is calling me. I'm gonna have to let him in. Yep, there we go. That's the one I want to show you. Hold on. Okay. So, what's cool is you can throw a feedback loop in this thing. It gets pretty gnarly. So like, this is a triangle wave, and we'll put some distortion on, but I'll show you what it does first. This is, I have the modulation is the audio out, and it's going a -31 to oscillator 1, and that's modulating the pitch. The audio out is a digital version of what's coming out of the VCA. So the cleaner you make it, the better. And it's pretty like it's like a house of cards kind of. One little move will change it drastically because it's affecting itself. So it's kind of like having exponential effect. Now he doesn't want to be in here. Okay. You're gonna stay out because I can't keep getting up, okay? Are you aware of that? Are you aware of the consequences? You gonna go in or out, dude? You just want the door open, I can't have it. Okay. Okay, so here. I'm just changing the shape of the triangle. So here, I'll show you real quick what the triangle does by itself before you start doing FM. Oh, low bass, here we go. So here, this is the note. So that's just changing the shape mod on the triangle. So we'll go back to our. Sync on. Let's just get a little fucking weirder. Hello, cat. Yeah, he didn't want to go out apparently. So we're gonna just sync it and okay. So we're gonna use envelope 3 to modulate the pitch. It's just gonna be triggered. I might loop it. Yes, I understand, Alfie. You are a cat. That is the sound you make. So we're going to do this to actually modulate oscillator 1 frequency as well, so maybe we can get some sync out of it. So let's see. Distortion. So yeah, it gets pretty nuts. I really enjoy it. I'm glad the synthesizer came out. There was I really like Korg a lot. I understand they're not like tanks. They're usually kind of plastic, but that's okay. They have a character. They sound like Korgs. And I was actually kind of, when the new prologue came out, I was like, did I make a hasty decision? Did I jump the gun on this by buying this? I've had it for 3 months now. It's March. It's just the beginning of March. I got it in like middle of November, and I was kind of like, oh no, like this. I was waiting for a Korg Poly for a pretty long time, and I needed something more than four voices with a small key. I wanted to be able. Oh my gosh! Excuse me. It's this. Sorry, totally bad. But I want to. I was hoping they had a Poly coming out, but they didn't for a long time. Like a big one, like they just did, and I was really excited to hear it, but I was kind of underwhelmed by all the demos. And I'm sure it's cool. Like I'd like to see somebody do something like really cool with it. I'm sure it's great. I just kind of looked over the features and looked over just everything about it, really. And I'm actually like I'm kind of glad I'm kind of glad I stuck with this one. It just has more of what I was looking for. So yeah, I guess we'll just start kind of making something from scratch. We'll get kind of weird with it. What's up, Alf? You're not gonna go out. Like every time I open the door, you don't want anything to do with going out there. All right. long have I been going here? How long have I been wasting your time? Only 40 minutes. Okay. So I got a few more minutes here. So yeah, I just really like this one. I really need to learn how to play keys better, but that was kind of the point with this. It's like I want to make an investment, like a long-term kind of investment with this, and I think it will help me just be more inspired to actually just play the keys and learn how to be a better player again, because my guitar skills have just really fallen off, and I'm not good anymore. I used to be pretty okay at it, but now I just need to get back into practicing. So that's what I told myself this year. That's what this year's about. We're gonna do more YouTube videos for everybody and go over some stuff, and then we're gonna learn more. I want to learn a lot more, which is partially the reason I was doing the YouTube, so I can talk to people and maybe network with people. So I'm not like blindsiding them as a complete stranger. They can at least kind of see what I'm into and be like, hey, have you thought of this? And it's like, oh, cool. It hasn't happened really too much, but you know, I hope to do more. So we'll start with the basic one. We're gonna modulate that. Let's give that some. Messing with the shape mod, maybe to start. This is just a triangle LFO. Let's go random. Bear with me. Actually, you know what? We're not gonna do that. We're going to do source. You know, maybe we won't do that too much. We'll go down to the second mod slot and source it again. Okay, it's already selected, so we'll let you. Okay, and we'll do that with the cutoff a little bit too. And then it's going to be random. Not the resonance. Oh, no wonder it's not doing it. I was like, how come it's not doing it? Because it's not assigned to anything. No, I didn't say that. See, I'm still, I don't do a lot of, I've been still just messing with a lot of the basic functions on it. Like, I haven't even really done super crazy modulation shit with it. Like, it's just, there's just so much in it still that's really great. Like, you're not really... You're not really driven to dig super deep constantly. Like sometimes, yeah. Like right now, yeah, I felt like it, so let's go online. But I like I really just it's really just really nice to play. And a lot of times you don't need a bunch of crazy modulation layers. You just need an LFO or two to just kind of play. But you know, when you start getting into like writing your songs and really like making music with it, yeah, you're gonna use a lot of the modulation on here. But if you're just trying to play some tones, it's like you might use all the four LFOs, but it's not gonna be on some crazy filter sweeps. It's gonna be subtle stuff. A lot of the time, because you want to focus on the tones. But yeah, anyways. With some more effects. I kind of like the sound right now. We'll keep digging, but right now it's kind of cool. Maybe bring the sub octave in. Maybe go to let's check the chorus out on this. Let's see what adding some unison to it does. And let's just do some. I don't care right now. I'm not winning a Grammy. You haven't paid for this. I don't. This is really just to show you other shit. Like it's not. This isn't like, oh look I'm fucking John Michel Jarre. Like no, this is look, the synth doesn't just do polysynth. Like let's check out some weird stuff because that's what we do. Oh, I almost changed the program. Almost got me there. And there's a lot of like really basic, just like straight up parameters that you would want to change like up front. If you just hit MISC parameters right here, that's like all the basic front panel shit that it's like we don't need to put a knob for that. Like we don't need 2 volume knobs. Like you know, maybe a separate headphone out would have been, volume for the headphone out would have been cool. But other than that, like, that's really my only gripe with this thing. Is like maybe a volume for the headphone, and maybe there is in the menu, and I haven't looked. I didn't read the manual completely. It was just kind of like, how do I do that? And then I would look up that part. I'm kind of to the point where I don't really need to read the entire thing. I just need to read how to navigate it, because the basic functions, you know, there's a lot of people that are like that. But, you know, maybe it's a toilet read. That's what we call it. You just like, hey, I need something to read. And manuals are great. Okay, almost changed the programming. So, we're going to go back to that. We're going to fixed mode, unison. Okay, let's try 3 voices of unison. Now we'll do, 2 on the D tune. Let's do 3. 3. You want to hear 16 without the chorus? With oscillator slop all the way up? Now it just sounds like you're in a vacuum chamber, like something from Alien. Or it could be like, oh, we landed, we're getting out of the ship now. This is such a fucking dramatic goddamn sci-fi movie. Don't I look good in this suit? Oh god, there's an alien. I'm gonna die now. And that's the movie's over. Negatives. Seriously, like if somebody was like, I need you to make scary shit for my scary movie, I would use that. I would use that sound. That's scary. I'm scared. Someone's not coming out of that. Okay, well let's maybe get a little, let's show some discretion and maturity here. Maybe let's do just a 2-voice unison with 5. With less oscillator slot. Fuck it. We also haven't done any audio mod to the filter. We're talking aggressive. What the hell's my problem? I'm late to the show. Beer's gone. I don't know. I might have another. It's really strong, and I'm not like a drinking person. Like I like 2 beers, and I'm usually pretty happy. Audio mod. put some. Oh, so there's also pan spread. So here, like it'll really turn the chorus off. It just really widens it. So let's put the chorus back on. Let's try phaser. That's clipping. Sorry, interface. Alright, that's good. Cosmic bong, bro. That's cool. Like, see, I haven't done stuff like this. Like, this is what I'm trying to do. Like, you get to watch and I get to learn, and you get to decide whether or not your gas is insanity or legitimized. And if you're thinking of buying the synth, just go and buy it. Just go buy it. Just do it. Just fucking buy it. I want to scream that, but there's other people here. Oh, someone again. Sorry. That's my cat again too. So let me see. All right, sorry. Really unprofessional. I'm not professional. I have a degree, but nobody pays me for this shit. So, I just enjoy sharing my love of equipment. Equipment's great. Oh shit! I lost our sound, but that's fine. We'll just start again. Let's just go. Let's bring it up an octave. Let's start with a square. Let's go square. Let's make a cool bass sound. Or an aggressive bass sound. Make some dubstep. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna stop talking for a minute. I'm gonna turn the mic off. Yeah, I'm not really. Maybe we'll get the FM out of that. Let's get weird. That's the basic stuff. The maestro phase was really subtle, but it's good on poly stuff. It's like the flanger. Tape sound. Let's get real spacey. I'm gonna throw some more effects on there from the computer. Like, seriously, it's not just like pretty stuff. You can like make all sorts of scapes with this thing super quick, and then rather than patching every single thing you have with your modular, you can actually use your modular to do other stuff. Like, you don't have to make these huge drones. You can just sample the shit out quick, and you can make, drones on the modular to complement it, but you can save yourself a lot of time. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, it's a completely different approach with modular. Completely different approach. But, yes. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying. Like, it's quick to just get, like, some good, cool shit. Like, you know, I can one sample all sorts of stuff, and then I have all sorts of little textures to throw into a song. So let's reset. Let's just do something with the filter. More delay. Wasted your time enough. If I really enjoyed the synthesizer. If you're at all interested in it, I definitely suggest going and getting one. Go to a small synth shop if there is one that you can get it from, which there is. Go to a mom and pop shop or a sole proprietor thing, like Sweetwater School and all, a musician's friend and all that is whatever. But something like this, it's like that would really help their commission to keep the roof up. So if you want to see more synth shops go up and see more of that stuff in your community, go support the ones that are near you. But yeah, check it out. Enjoy it. Go get one. That doesn't hurt anything. Bye.